So today, we're gonna find out which one of these 35mm lenses are gonna reign supreme for the Sony E mount system. And then at the end, I'm gonna give you my recommendations for which lens is best and who they are for. So let's get into it. What's up guys, Andrew Boon here. So when Sigma announced that they would release their art lenses for the Sony E mounts, everyone lost their minds. It was supposed to be a match made in heaven. It was very exciting news for all you hybrid shooters out there. We no longer have to use adapters like the Sigma MC11 or the Metabones, and we can get full functionality of all the great features that the Sony cams are offering. So for the past week, I have been able to test out a brand new lens, and that is the Sigma 35 1.4 art for E-mount. My initial thought was the thing is awesome. Image quality is great. No surprise there for an art lens. Everything was sharp, everything was super bokeh-licious. And that's awesome. My next impression though, is why is the focus so slow? I thought it was a mistake, but it wasn't. I ended up doing a quick video autofocus test and the results were average at best. I almost returned it, but then I decided to do another test actually with another lens. That is the Rokinon or Samyang 35 1.4. I feel like a lot of people are going to be deciding between these two lenses. So both lenses are big and heavy. They're pretty much the same size. I'd say the Sigma is a little skinnier. Both feel the same when shooting really. Both are less than 1,000, which is awesome. The Rokinon comes in at 700 while the Sigma comes in at 900. Sigma has a autofocus switch, the Rokinon does not. Both have 67mm filter threads. Sigma has a little bit of weather sealing while the Rokinon does not. And actually the Rokinon makes a little bit of noise. I'm not sure how loud it is, but in comparison to the Sigma, which is actually pretty quiet, the Rokinon is kind of loud. Actually, I wonder if you can hear it. I wonder if my mic can pick it up. Here, check it out. Can you guys hear that? It's on continuous focus right now. Kind of loud. So yeah, something to consider if you plan on shooting in a quiet environment. So now let's get to the performance test. First, let's start with video. Now let's get into the photo side of things. Okay, well, you can see for the burst mode, the Sigma seems to start out pretty good. It almost seems that it's a teeny bit behind, more focused on the collar rather than his eyes. Overall, not bad. So now, let's see, the Rokinon continuous burst starts out pretty good. Keeps it pretty nice. Actually seems like the focus is on his face instead of a teeny bit behind like the Sigma. Man, lost him for a little bit there. Pretty good. As you get close, it loses him completely, so that's not cool. Okay, let's check out the photos. I mean, the photo quality on this camera is pretty good. Yep, photo quality is actually really nice. You can see here, this is the Sigma 35mm 1.4. Yeah, eyes are super sharp. Like I said, the image quality is really great coming out of this thing. And now for let's look at the barrel distortion, see if there's any distortion here. The Samyang is wider, actually. I just noticed. It's a Rokinon lens, but the data says Samyang. Yeah, it's a little wider. Cameras didn't change. Also here you can see that the Samyang is a little worse. It has a little bit more vignette in the corners, especially at the bottom. Sigma is actually looking pretty good. So let's see, Sigma on the left, Samyang on the right. Let's check out the focus here. Both look very similar. I honestly probably couldn't tell the difference if I were looking at it. Yeah, cannot tell the difference. At 1.4 they look pretty much the same. This is at f8. All right. Both are super sharp at f8. Actually, I would give the edge. Yeah, I'd give the edge. Oh, especially you can see here in the hair. I would give the edge to the Sigma for sure. Definitely sharper once you stop down. Overall, very good. And I also think the Sigma has just a teeny bit more contrast naturally. Yeah, very nice. How about now let's take a look wide open. Okay, all right. This in the centers. Sigma on the right, Samyang on the left. Hard to tell, but I'd say they're about the same in the center at 1.4. Yeah. All right, now let's take it out to the edge. Well, this is interesting. Let's see, a little more chromatic aberration on the Samyang, but the Sigma is doing something kind of funny on the edges here. As you can see, it almost looks like streaks in the highlights, where the Samyang doesn't do that. Overall, oh yeah, toward the center. The Sigma is softer at 1.4 than the Samyang is. Yeah, that's a surprise. That's cool though. Okay, moving on. I decided to do a quick bokeh test. So yeah, let's check it out here. Sigma again on the right side. Both look really good. Both were shot from the same exact spot. So now here you can definitely see that the Samyang is wider, even though they are both 35 millimeters. From here, they both look really nice. The Sigma has bigger bokeh balls, so things get a little bit more bokeh-licious with the Sigma. And as you can see when we zoom up, that both have a slight onion kind of pattern, onion ring pattern in the bokeh balls. And let's see, chromatic aberration. Actually, the little halo here around the Sigma is a little bit yellow, but on this, on the Samyang, is actually kind of green. So I would say overall, the bokeh balls from the Sigma are a lot cleaner. Although I will say the Samyang keeps the balls rounder towards the edges, and the Sigma, they start to become cat eyes toward the edges here. Overall, both pretty good performers. So there you have it, guys. Both lenses produce great image quality and each have their own quirks, but it comes down to reliability. And if that is the case, then the Rokinon does pull ahead. It is quicker and more accurate than the Sigma. Both actually fall short compared to the Sony Zeiss 35 Distagon. That lens is a beast, I love it. I really wanted to like the Sigma, but it kept falling short for my needs. I would recommend it to anyone who does studio portraits, landscapes, and pretty much anything that doesn't require quick focusing. For all you hybrid shooters out there that do run and gun events, like weddings, you're gonna get much more out of the Rokinon and for a better price. So I have lots of videos coming your way. If you guys liked this review, please make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. If you have any thoughts about this video or questions about these lenses, hit me up in the comment section below. And yeah, that's all for now, guys. So be good to each other and catch you in the next video.